Well, Saturday we were at Illinois State University for a triangular meet with Eastern Illinois and Illinois State, and I was pleased with how the kids competed. You know, the week before I felt we were a little bit flat, and the kids, I think the morale was a little bit down just because we haven't had terrific weather to be training in, and so we had a call to action. We need to snap out of this and just accept certain truths about this spring and where we live. And then they responded. They did a really nice job. We felt pleased with the meet. Just to go down the men, how they did. Derek Kramer ran the 100 meters, improved his seasonal best. He's number 3 now in the descending order list for the Missouri Valley. He did a nice job. Sebastian Barth jumped into it just for training purposes, but he still ran fast. He ran 10:88. So for a hurdler who doesn't sprint, he did a nice job, and we're pleased with where he is. 200 meters, we swept. Jordan Gusky set a meet record in his win, and Jesse Davenport and Sheldon McGee tied for second place. So that was good, and all very solid times. Calvin Kibbe in the 1500 meters. That was a lot of fun to watch. Coach Paulson talked to me just before his race, and he's a little concerned. He thought he might have gave him a little bit of an ambitious race plan. He was starting to second guess himself, and it's like, never feel bad you're going for it. Feel bad when you don't go for it. He went to the lead, and he stayed on the lead, ended up running a huge PR, won the meet, and now he's number 2 in the Missouri Valley. So Paulson was a genius. He should have kept it to himself. He was second guessing himself. The 4x1, we just ran our 4x4 guys just for speed training, but they did a nice job, and they won the meet. And the 4x4 also they're looking strong. They're starting to look like they're veterans. They understand how to race, I think, and they're controlling. The last 2 meets, we controlled the race, and we won. So pleased with that particular group. Pole vault was good. Daniel Gorse continues to look good. He won. He actually got second to an open athlete, but he looked solid. But the story was really Corey Zamlewski, who he was a kid who we talked about indoors at the conference championship. He was all conference as a freshman last year, and then this year he was in a position to win it. He got hurt in warm-ups at the indoor conference meet, which was really horrible to see and felt horrible for him. It's been a long road back, but he finally jumped into his first meet, and he went from a short approach, and he looked terrific. He almost made 5 meters. So we're very pleased with him, and he's slated to compete at Drake this coming week. So very excited that he's back and looking as good as he is. In the shot put, Justin Baker ran through a seasonal best and won that event. And Jordan Williams remained undefeated in the discus. Didn't have favorable wins, but he still looked good and won that. On the women's side, the 1500 meters was terrific. Scotty Schoen ran a 5-second personal best, set a meet record, and won the race. And just off of her was Alex Wilson, who ran a 4-second personal best. So they went 1-2, and we were thrilled to see that. Allison Fick ran all by herself in the 5,000, and which is it's a rough thing to do in 5,000 meters, but she did great. She kept focused the whole time, and she ran a 10-second personal best in that event. So really pleased with that. Pole vault for the women, Jenna Wexter won it. It was a solid effort for her. But Jen Roach tied Libby for second place, and Jen had about a 5-inch personal best on the day. So they're both ranked. Well, all 3 of them now are ranked in scoring position for the conference for the pole vault. So pleased with them. The highlight of the meet, I think for me and probably most of the athletes, though, was Rachel Burns in the javelin. Now, you're not going to know that name. She had a rough freshman year, and I don't believe we even competed her. I think she redshirted. But she was somebody who just needed a lot of development. But sweetest kid you're ever going to meet. All she does is work hard, trains hard, never complains. This past week, she started really putting some things together in practice and had a couple big throws. You don't want to really acknowledge those because you don't want to jinx them. But we took her to the meet, and she threw a 20-foot personal best, won the event. Didn't know until afterwards. As soon as she found out, burst into tears, super excited. First collegiate win, and just thrilled to see that. That's one of the things that makes our profession rewarding. So overall, really happy. The kids competed well. We won a lot of events. We set a number of PRs, and I feel a lot better now than I did a week ago, because I think the kids, snapped out of their funk and are looking good and strong heading into the Drake relays. We got a lot of things going on at Drake this coming week. For starters, we got the multi-events that go Wednesday and Thursday. We got 3 decathletes competing. Daniel Gores, who won last year, he'll be trying to defend his title. Ben Lindeman and our freshman Brandon Mortensen will be doing the second decathlon of his career. And then on the women's side, we've got Paige Canolo, who had a terrific Drake Relays last year. She'll be there taking on some of the best. I think she's got 2 Olympians in her field, so she's got a tall order, but it'll be a fun competition for her. Individually, we have Jordan Williams in the discus, Adam McDonald in the javelin, Sebastian Barth in the high hurdles, Ryan Newtoff in the 400 hurdles, Derek Kramer in the 100 meters, Corey Zamlewski and Daniel Gores in the pole vault, Paige Canolo in the 400 hurdles, and Paige also in the javelin. So Paige is going to have a lot of things going on. She'll also be part of that hurdle shuttle on Saturday morning. So, but she loves to compete, and this is what she did in high school, and she can handle it. As far as relays, we got a lot going on the track. The women, we've got a 4x200 meter, 4x4, sprint medley, distance medley, 4x800, and a shuttle hurdle relay. The men have a 4x200, 4x400, sprint medley, distance medley, and hurdle shuttle. So we got a lot of representation. Kids are going to be doing a lot of events. We feel we got a couple of those relays that are pretty strong, and I think, but all of our representation will be good, and they'll be busy. But I think that's what the Drake Relays are all about. Are there any questions?
Jordan is, I think, it's undefeated. He's ranked, I think, with Region 10 nationally. Talk about the field he faces down there. A couple guys ranked in the top 100.
You're talking about the Drake Relays?
Yes.
Well, it's a solid field. There are always going to be really good athletes at the Drake Relays, but we looked at it and we like his chances. I don't want to put any pressure on him to win it. I don't have to. He's from Iowa, and he's going to try to win his first Drake Relays title. But he's got a great shot. I mean, the guy has been very consistent, and he knows how to compete. So, on any given day, it only takes one throw, and there's a number of throwers that are capable of having big throws. But yeah, we feel excited about his opportunity to do well there, and he does have a shot to win it.
Does being undefeated help him?
That's a good question. He's putting a lot of pressure on himself. If he's not setting a personal best every weekend, he's feeling bad, which isn't, I think, I mean, you like to see that he wants to win, but also you have to have some level of perspective because he's had, a lot of different conditions. But I don't think, at this point in his career, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think being undefeated just reinforces his identity as a champion, and he's going to need that if he's going to really do well at the national championships later in June.
What about Daniel?
I feel good about Daniel's chances. He's got a solid field, but he's been looking better and better, and he knows how to compete at the Drake Relays. So I think he's got a great shot to defend.
Why the emphasis on the relay events, on getting so many of those qualified? Is that where you just think you can make some noise?
Well, that's part of it, but I also think, I competed in the Drake Relays, and I've got some wonderful memories of the Drake Relays, and I've been to a lot of them. It's one of the coolest meets in the country, and it's cool because you're doing things that you don't normally see. Track, we like to make track hard to watch for casual fans. We'll stretch out a meet for 9 or 10 hours and have 12 heats of a certain event, and that's not exciting to watch. Okay, the Drake Relays, though, Iowa understands relays. The state championships, there's a lot of relays. It's just been a focus in high school, and the Drake Relays, I think, embodies all of that excitement of the track. So in the past, we've put people in a lot of individual events, and we've wanted to give kids an opportunity to do their individual events. But I always come away feeling like, we should have just loaded up the relays. That's where all the excitement is, and I think that's what people want to see, and that's what I want to see. So we just turn our focus. The kids are going to have their opportunity to do their individual events almost every meet that we run. But the Drake Relays is so special, so unique. I want us to turn the focus back to what I think makes the meet so exciting. That's the relays.
In the overall scope of your season, obviously with things building towards the conference meet, where do you see the importance, or I guess the role of the Drake Relays as part of the schedule?
Well, it's interesting because it's 2 weeks before the conference championships. So I like to head into the peak about 2 weeks before the conference championship. So if you missed it by a little bit, you're still okay when it matters. But I think we have mostly Iowa kids on our team, and those kids know they know how to compete on that track. I mean, they lived for it when they were high school athletes, and you just see it's something really special, and they're really at their best. So the importance is when they do well in front of all of those people, I think it really helps them focus on the rest of the season, because it's really exciting. There's a lot of emotion, and it's almost like, okay, this is what it's about. Now we're in the championship mode, and they just stay that way through the end of the season. So I think the Drake Relays serves a great purpose for the Northern Iowa athletes.
I know you want all your relays to go down there and win it, but is there
Yes.
a group or two, men or women, that you really like, that you think you're really looking forward to watch run down there?
Well, you know, we've had a lot of kids doing a lot of really good things in from the sprints to the long sprints to the middle distance areas. Haven't always had all of them doing well in the same meet. So I'm not really sure. We're excited about all the kids we've got running relays and their ability to really run fast and compete with people. As far as figuring out what relays we think are going to be at their best, I think the men's 4x4 is ready to run fast. We've had some guys dinged up, but now everybody appears to be back and running well. We've got a pool of about 6 guys that I feel great about, and they've controlled and won their last 2 races and still ran pretty fast times. So I think they're going to be in a position to run well and to get to the finals and really have an exciting meet. But we've also got the women 800 runners have looked fantastic. They keep setting personal bests, so the women's 4x800 could be a terrific event for us. The shuttles, every year we seem to make the finals in those, both men and women, and it defies logic how we've gotten to some of those finals, but they do it, and so I feel pretty good about that. But you know, every one of these events, I can look at it and talk myself into being afraid of what we're going to see and being super excited about what we're going to see, because you know they're relays and you just don't know how other teams are going to load up. So I don't know. I think it's going to be exciting, and I'm going to be thrilled in some of them, and probably some of them I'll be disappointed, and that's kind of track, and that's one of the things that makes the relays so exciting for everybody. Okay, thanks. Go Panthers.